was someone very close to me who I used to believe exhibited borderline personality disorder. And I've changed the way I see this person now after reflecting on my own FAE bias and looking inward to see if I can change the way I see things. Because if you are interacting with someone who you think has borderline personality disorder or narcissistic personality disorder, or if you believe that you're interacting with someone who exhibits bipolar or emotional volatility or something along that sort of thing, or if you are a young girl who believes that you are in that spectrum, I have 10 important notes that I've written down in my experience interacting with someone like this. And these things are really important to help you see yourself differently and see the other person differently moving forward. Because if you only see things on a surface level, you might not really discover what's deeper. And so what I'm about to share with you here, it's really important. It's really important to me, and we're going to go through this. So here are 11 important things that you need to do. Here are 11 important things you need to know about young women with borderline personality disorder or emotional volatility. Number 1, women who did not grow up with a loving father develop strong father wounds, also known as daddy issues, and a deep emotional void. This is the origin of the narcissistic and borderline emotional volatility. Number 2, these women seek and attract father figures for partners. It's not the partner she falls in love with, it's the image she falls in love with. When the illusion fades, her attraction fades. 3, love is pain and pain is love. Her relationships are generally unstable because of her conflicting beliefs about what love is supposed to look like. She longs for love, but withdraws the moment she tastes it. E.g., in a healthy relationship, she will consciously make effort to wreak havoc because to her, the relationship sits outside the boundaries of her comfort zone, and this makes her feel unsafe. Likewise, if she is abused, she may interpret that as love, yet crave actual love, but never get it. This is because the emotion of desire causes an addiction to not having, and thus the cycle continues. Number 4, the bigger the front, the more vulnerable she is on the inside. If she acts tough, masquerades behind a mask, she is presenting an image of herself she wishes to be seen as. If what she wants people to believe exists, then by definition, what she doesn't want people to know about her also exists. There is an excerpt from page 71 from the book Father-Daughter Wounds, and this excerpt states, "She emotionally hardens outward while her inner world recedes in order to survive." Number 5, her biggest fears and beliefs are that she is not good enough, doesn't believe anyone wants her, doesn't deserve actual love, fears rejection, fears being incorrect, fears being judged, fears anger. It is natural for her to put on a front, put her walls up, emotionally withdraw, and shut her mind off. She feels inner shame and will put on an act in fear of shame. She thinks she is unacceptable. She thinks she is unlovable and shrinks her longing for love to nothingness. She feels ashamed if she gets close and insecure if she accepts or gives love. Number 6, Her identity, beliefs, thoughts, feelings, and actions are all based on self-preservation. She doesn't say hurtful things or behave in a toxic manner because she's intentionally malicious. She does the things she does because she's vulnerable and does not know how to respond otherwise. She is human. You do the same. Number 7. She responds to your behavior based on behaviors she has learnt. Much like a father, she will absorb the behavior you reflect on her. Her behaviors often stem from a lack of a role model and has no anchor point in the brain to associate or make that connection. Number 8. She sees parts of herself in you. That's why when she says, "I hate you," she actually means she loves you, but she hates herself. Or she just hates herself and she's projecting that onto you. It's called splitting. Number 9. She sees other people as inferior and she may be in possession of a grandiose ego. The world has little to offer her, but she does not do so with a malicious intent. Number 10. Her identity is attached to and immersed in the void. The fear of being destroyed is directed to the negative, not the positive. Number 11. She has a strong FAE bias and projects her insecurities onto you because she cannot bear accountability. She cannot bear accountability because it could kill the negative identity. The cycle ensues, treating others harshly behind a front, and in her mind, confirmation bias, or her reticular activating system, is anticipating the very reaction she fears. She subconsciously puts herself in a position that would bring about toxic reactions, or even violence, from partners. E.g., deep connection is threatening, and this she anticipates and preemptively is striking with cruelty. If this is you, or if you know someone who is dealing with a situation like this, or if you've learnt something new, then feel free to follow me and reach out to me if you would like to have some assistance. Now, with these notes that I gave you, I actually want you to write down everything that I just said, word for word, because this is important when you're interacting and trying to understand someone who exhibits traits with these tendencies. Now, what I also want you to do is, from now on, I want you to say to this person that you know who exhibits these traits that you don't see them as borderline, you don't see them as a monster or anything like that. Don't even use the word monster, that's a different type of scenario. You see them, or you see her, as human. I want you to say that you do not see her as borderline, you see her as human.